G'day everyone and welcome to another round of the Australia-New Zealand Thursday night Grand Am Series. It's proudly sponsored by Track Racer SimRigs, a functional work of art, and the all-new V8 Online Superstore for all your sim needs. Also, big thanks to V8 Supercars Fan Group, Extreme Sim Gear and Direct Clutch Services. I'm your host tonight, Corey Henger, and joining me alongside me again tonight is Matthew Hill. Welcome, Hilly.
Thanks, Corey. It's great to be here. Really looking forward to this one. Sao Paulo racing at Interlagos.
Yeah, fantastic track, and we saw some awesome action in the V8 Supercars on Monday night, which you were a part of, and I really do think that this track's going to suit the McLaren and the Riley for tonight's 50-minute race. That's
right, plenty of fast and flowing circuit. Plenty of fast and flowing corners, sorry. The downforce on these cars should really make for some spectacular lap times.
Drivers in warm-up currently doing their final systems checks, making sure their race setup is good to go and all their hardware is all ready. Waiting to have a quick look at the grid. Having a few technical dramas here, Hilly, so if I can get you to run through the grid, mate, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, I'm having a bit of trouble myself. Hopefully I should be in there very shortly. But having a look at the track, we've got 15 turns, totaling We've got a few dramas there with Matthew Hill. Apologies about this, we'll try and get on top of it as quick as we possibly can. I've actually just lost him, so a few dramas. Obviously I might have handed off my internet dramas from to Hilly from the other night. We now have Matthew back. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know what happened, but I'm here.
Anyway, so we'll quickly run through the grid. Sorry about the few difficulties at the start here tonight, folks. On pole is Robert Hartley from Powerbond Racing in the Riley class. Christopher Osborne so close behind him. A 26.656 for Hartley and a 26.685 for Osborne. Matthew Barron from Dynamic Sim Sports in P3 with a 6.85. Mitchell Abrahall making his debut in the Grand Am Series, I believe, from Lazy Man Racing with a 26.927. Steve Vayanus in P5. Fabio Gonzalez making a return to the series also in P6. Cameron Todd in P7. Clayton Brooks from ANZ Motorsport in P8. And P9 is Bits Racing's Bernard Mangelsdorf.
We're just waiting for the McLarens. But I'm still having a touch of technical difficulties here. Here we go. Okay, so in P1 for the McLarens. Oh, I'm sorry about this name.
Yeah, I saw that
really...
one. Like, I'm going to run through the Riley grid as quick as I could.
I'm really going to murder this one, so I do apologise. But it looks like it's Kasib Boyaka. Then we got Craig Hunter in second place, Christian Elwood in third. We got Nathan Aramenko in fourth place, Patrick Bolster in fifth, Robert Rouge in seventh place, Lewis Ottermead in eighth, Andrew Ryan in 10th. We got Sandeep Benjongji, I apologise for that pronunciation, Joan Booker, and also Blake Capo running out the McLarens.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with just Sandeep Banerjee for tonight, and not too sure about the pole man and the McLarens. That's a bit of a tongue twister, but
I tell you what, that's one hell of a time though, with 31.5, very, very fast.
Yeah, he's done a good job there. He got pole position by about 2/10 over Craig Hunter, so we've seen Craig, being the real pace setter, and Christian Elwood in the opening few rounds of this series. So it's a good job there by the number 4 to steal the pole off those two.
Yeah, Craig Hunter has been a real driving force in the season since we've started broadcasting. He's always been there or thereabouts. So it should be interesting to see him and Kassab really drive out for the win in the McLarens.
Yeah, well, my eyes are going to be on this Riley Daytona prototype battle at the moment. We've got our top 3 guys all separated by a couple of hundredths of a second up there, so I think it's going to be an absolute of a cracker of a race. As the warm-up is now coming to an end, we're going to go to the race in just a second.
I tell you what, I did actually watch the last qualifying session for these Grand Am cars, and the battle that Hartley, Osborne and Barron had was absolutely sensational to watch.
So the cars now taking to the grid. As you'll notice, we're starting about halfway around the race circuit. For those that aren't familiar with Grand Am, we do a rolling start. So No standing start for start finish line, so we'll do the half a lap and then the safety car will pull in at the pit lane and we'll go off and racing.
That's right, nice bit of a rolling start. Let the boys sort of settle in, try and warm up the tyres as much as possible and wait for that green flag to fly, and then it's battle down the first corner.
Wait for the final cars now to take to the grid. Just as last night also, the timer has started on your screen, but in-game the time will not actually start ticking for the 50 minutes until the drivers take the green flag, so we'll keep you updated on the actual official timing throughout the race.
As we just wait now for the last guys to take to the grid. Their pace car's pulling out now, so we've got all cars on track. And you'll notice here that the Daytona prototypes will actually sort of gap the McLarens. The McLarens will leave a bit of a gap. That way there's no different barge at turn one between the two different performance characteristics of these cars. You can see there they've left quite a big gap already, Corey.
Yeah, well that's it. I mean, normally we see the whole lap to sort of get the guys to sort themselves out, but here there's only, you know, we're starting already halfway around the race circuit, so there's less time to sort of sort yourself out. So they might have just slowed up a little bit there off the line. And as you can see now, they've got a nice gap. That's just enough. And for those wondering why they do this, these are two separate classes, so we will have two different race winners. And the McLaren guys just sort of hang back a little bit to try and miss any trouble that the Rileys might have into turn one.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do, I mean, the Daytona prototypes have such a high straight line speed, whereas McLaren really gets around the corner nicely and brakes very well. So the last thing you want to do is get the two classes involved in the first corner, otherwise you can end up with a bit of trouble. Pulling onto the main straight now.
I'll keep an eye on the Riley Daytona prototype series class rather. If you want to have a look at the McLarens on the first lap here, Hilly, as the safety car is getting set to come in. Watching and waiting. Here we go. Coming around the final kink in the straight now. Safety car is in. Rob Hartley controls the field. He can go whenever he wants now. Green flag, we're off and racing. Everyone off nicely in the Daytona prototype class, but tricky into turn 1 and 2. This is where we saw all the action on Monday night in the V8 Supercar series. If the Rileys can get through here nice and clean now, they get nice and close.
As the McLarens head into the first corner now, looks like Saab's had a absolutely fantastic start and gapped the field. Going into turn 2, very, very close.
Bit of biff and barge there, I think, by Sandeep and Andrew Wren. Looks like everyone else, though, is off and racing nice and clean. The Riley Daytona prototypes now coming around to where they started in the mid part of the track. A fantastic part of the track as well. I'm not sure what it was like in the V8 Supercar, but I did a couple laps in the Riley, and I can tell you what, this corner coming up here is absolutely amazing. With all the downforce this car generates, this corner here is a lot of fun.
I tell you what, in the V8 Supercar with no downforce at all, it's very much a handful. But these cars, so much air going over the top of them, they really sticks to the track. Yeah, it looks like we've got Craig Hunter back to 3rd place. Get back to 4th place now, I think.
Yeah, a bit of a slow start there for Hunter. Actually lost a spot, valuable spot there to Christian Arwood just ahead of him, who he's fighting for in the championship.
Watching Saab race now, he is absolutely just brained the field on the first lap. Really showing how to drive this McLaren.
Yeah, great cold tyre pace there by the number 4. Is up in the Riley class. It's getting very close into turn 1. Looks like Osborne's going to have a look up the inside of Robert Hartley. Hartley leaves him room. Matthew Barron there trying to find a way, which way to go. Hartley holds on to the position. It's also allowing Mitchell Abrahall in just behind him.
Oh wow, it was almost too wide going through the chicane. Alright, as you see now, we've actually installed some new cameras on these cars over the last week. We get a nice little ride along with Mitch Abrahall, and it gives you another view on how these guys get around the track.
Yeah, it's always a great thing to have a look. As you see Matthew Barron, they're having a look up the inside of Christopher Osborne. It's always nice to see a few different angles on how these guys do it. There's some fantastic ones. that producers get for us week in, week out. Let's look at this battle here with the top three, all very, very close, and it also goes back to about P5. Steve Vane, who is just behind Mitchell Abrahall.
Yeah, we saw him race last week. I mean, he was absolutely epic on the brakes.
Oh, Patrick Bolster's turned around now. I'm not sure who that was there. He's turned around Robert De Rouge there in one of the hairpins. You get a replay. This looks like. Have a look at the replay now. Looks like Patrick just got on the gas a little bit earlier. Then Robert and just tagged his rear wheel. Round he goes. Unfortunate there. Those two are running. They're running pretty well there in the McLaren field. Hearing that one of our podium tenders at the moment, Christopher Osborne, having a few internet dramas, blinking in and out.
Yeah, having a bit of a trouble with connection. I mean, just like I did earlier this evening, but hopefully that'll nicely even out for him like mine has so far. Such a little finicky thing to do. I mean, you do so much practice all week, and then to have internet problems on the night, I mean, can really upset your rhythm.
Have a look here at Nathan Eremenko versus Craig Hunter. Craig still hasn't found a way past here, and it's interesting though that Christian Allwood's not that far ahead at the moment.
I mean, probably doing the right thing. I mean, after a poor start, he's probably trying to get himself into a bit of rhythm. It is a long race. I mean, after all, it is 50 minutes. And on this track, you barely get a break. So trying to find a rhythm is probably, it really is the key to this circuit.
Having a look now. Christopher Osborne has got a nice little run here on Robert Hartley. Not going to be close enough into turn one. Oh, Hartley, big oversteer moment under the brakes there. Look, so Osborne's going to get a better run. He's got the power down a lot nicer than Hartley. He's going to get a little bit too close though. Almost could have had a look up the inside. He's got a good draft again though down this back straight. So watch him to make a move. Having a few internet dramas still, so hopefully it doesn't become an issue with Robert Hartley and Osborne. Osborne up the inside. That'll be job done. Nice pass here by Christopher Osborne.
Oh, Barron maybe taking advantage of this as well, up the inside of Hartley. He's going to be on the outside for the double right-hander.
He's going to try and hold it out there. It's going to be wide though. Watch us run too wide. Robert Hartley's going to have the inside line still. See Barron still trying to get the job done there. Falls back into place. So Mitchell Abrahall just behind him.
Oh, he would have been rubbing his hands together thinking, oh, if these two boys touch, it could be an easy couple of spots. Boys raced really well, kept it nice and clean, and as I said before, I mean, we're such in the early part of the race. Got to keep these cars nice and clean, otherwise if you wreck these aerodynamics, I mean, it's going to be a very, very long second half of the race.
Hearing a few reports that Fabio Gonzalez might have had a drama somewhere on the track. He qualified in P6, currently running in P9 for the Riley class. Actually also behind the McLaren lead at the moment, so not quite sure what's happened there.
It doesn't take much to step off the track, so if he's put a couple of wheels on there, it really can lose a lot of time very quickly. So hopefully he hasn't done that, but...
Good battle here. Craig Hunter's going to pull alongside. Nathan Eremenko down the front straight. He's on the outside. Got a good run here. Is he going to try and flick it to the inside? No, he's going to... Watch out, Nathan doesn't squeeze him too far. Nathan's gone in deep though. Craig will be looking to try and get the power down here. Trying to think about this track, and look at that. Nathan Sobo's staying up the inside. Good job there by the two of them to avoid an accident. Just about to say, it's one of the things about this racetrack that you've got Nathan here making a run back. But if you can go into turn one a little bit hot and defend your position, you're going to actually sacrifice the speed down this straight.
Yeah, Craig did a fantastic job avoiding Eremenko then, but I mean, that's a position gained back from his original starting position, so hopefully he can catch back up on the Christian.
Battle in the Riley class still raging. Last time by we had the top 5 cars all separated by about a second or two.
Yeah, the first 4 cars nose to tail. Oh, Abraham, great on the brakes. Really closed in then nicely. Very important to get a good run out of this corner.
And now, no one quite close enough in the draft down the back straight.
Getting some absolutely cracking race times. So far the fastest one from Hartley's a 27.6. Not too far off the qualifying pace.
Yeah, 27.3 for Christopher Osborne. It was his fastest lap.
Oh, we got, yeah, Christopher Osborne, yeah, 27.3.
Got John Booker up the inside, sorry. Cut away there. Booker is having a big look at Sandeep here at the moment. That was very, very close into turn one. Sandeep running wide again there, so a little bit uncomfortable there at the moment the Jack Daniels McLaren. We've got a nice battle here between Blake Coppo, Patrick Bolster and Andrew Wren.
Yeah, these guys battling for 6th, 7th, 8th in class. Good little section of track here, very technical.
Battle up front in the Riley class, starting to hit up again. They're all starting to bunch up. They're all getting very, very close in the draft, but not close enough to make a run into any of the big braking zones. See Matthew Barron using a lot of the road there, trying to climb past Robert Hartley as Christopher Osborne now just edges out a little bit of a gap.
Yeah, the boys from Powerbomb were just saying before that Rob's Hartley is probably just about due for his setup to kick in. Matthew Barron all over him at the moment.
Oh, that was mighty close there. A bit of contact in the Rileys. You can't really afford to do that in these kind of cars. Mitchell Aberhall just behind Matthew Barron at the moment, doing a good job, just keeping an eye on how this battle progresses. And Steve Vane, who's also just sitting back there, nice viewing spot to see if any of these front guys come unstuck.
Oh, looks like Matthew Barron made a little bit of a mistake in the last turn. If Mitchell is close enough to make a bit of a move, doesn't look like it at this stage.
Back in the McLarens, we've got Andrew Wren, who's lost a spot to Patrick Bolster and Blake Coppo on the previous lap. So not sure if there's been a drama or if he's just run a little bit wide somewhere, let the two through. That battle continues as they catch up to Lewis Stoddermead. Up ahead of them at the moment.
Like Saber's got about a 10-second lead in McLaren's. Absolutely flying away. Central Eastern Europe he's from. Really showing us Aussies how to do it.
Yeah, the number 4 is doing a good job out there at the moment. He's, as you touched on before, he's got a nice little gap. It's not quite 10 seconds. It's about 6 or 7 at the moment. Oh, but Christian Olwood just behind him. He's lost a lot of time into turn 1 with a mega sideways moment.
Yeah, heart in your mouth stuff there from Christian. I mean, these McLarens look like they set on rails, but are so easy to fall off the circuit.
Yeah, a lot of grip in those things, and it's very easy to attack under the brakes, but you start pushing a little bit hard, you can start to find the limits pretty quickly in that thing. Get a false sense of security, which is how much grip that car's got when you're not driving it to its maximum potential.
It is a great car to jump in though. Awesome fun to race. Very quick to pick up as well. Yeah, like if anyone hasn't actually had a drive on these cars, it's definitely worth having a crack at doing some practice laps and jumping in maybe for a race.
Yeah, they're both fantastic cars. The McLaren is very easy to jump in and drive around without too much of a hassle. And the Daytona prototype is one of my personal favourites in sim racing. So definitely recommend anyone that hasn't tried any of these things to give it a go and maybe join us next week. I think we head to Watkins Glen for another endurance race. Well, I guess you could call it endurance race, 80 minutes. Wouldn't really be classified as endurance racing Grand Am, but on the iRacing series it is, so a bit of a longer one next week at a very well-known racetrack.
Like Lewis has lost a bit of time, and Patrick Bolster is really over the back of him now. Yeah, well, Lewis can handle the pressure.
Dodemaid doing a good job at the moment. Only just got home from work with a couple minutes to go before qualifying, so not many laps tonight there for Lewis. Big news during the week about Lewis Dodemaid. He's jumped on board with my team actually, Dynamic Sim Sports Helio, our team rather. He's got Patrick Bolster, big look up the inside, that was late on the brakes, actually that looked really easy down into turn 1.
He did well to pull that one up, that's for sure. Yeah, Lewis will be a great addition to the team. Really looking forward to seeing him on track in their Dynamic Sim colours.
See now for Lewis, he's got a better run here. See if he can be as brave under brakes as Patrick was into turn 1. He's going to have a look. No, he's on the brakes a little bit earlier there, so maybe these two running slightly different brake pad friction settings. That's one of the things when I drove this car, I ran it on low, which allowed me to brake a little bit longer, but also a lot smoother. Got a battle in the Rileys at the moment. Matthew Barron and Mitchell Abrahall. Mitchell had a look, not quite close enough just yet.
Yeah, Mitchell got a good run out of there. Let's see if he can capitalise and keep it nice and smooth and double right-hander. Heading into the first hairpin now. And Mitchell's running some great lines, really nice and smooth.
It won't be long till these guys all have to come up on the back of the McLaren traffic, and what's going to be interesting about that is we've got 4 or 5 of the Riley leaders going to be catching up to a pack of about 4 or 5 McLarens, which is going to get very, very interesting.
Yeah, that's one thing about these cars running a multi-class in the actual Grand Am series is the fact that the McLarens are a fair bit slower than the prototypes, and it does take a little bit of etiquette, a little bit of driver awareness, maybe to let these Daytona prototypes through and not lose too much time.
Looks like got Blake Coppo, big run off turn 2 there. See if he can get a move done. Lewis Dodemaid, he's in the draft here. As he pulls out of the draft, he'll look up the inside. Lewis doesn't defend him at the moment. Oh, it's going to be tight on the brakes. Lewis cuts in across there. Job done by Lewis Dodemaid to hold that position. Patrick Bolster just up ahead though is now starting to pull away a little bit.
We've got the guys at the back of the McLarens at the moment. We've got John Booker and
Robert
DeRouge.
Tell you what, if you look just behind Robert over his back wing as well, the Riley leaders are coming. So a couple more corners and I think they're going to be starting to get swamped as it looks like John runs a little bit wide there.
Hope these guys in the McLarens see the leaders and the prototypes coming. I mean, they'll be battling themselves, so...
Yeah, it's all going to get very interesting now. The pack of Dodemaid, Ran and Copper up just a little bit up the road from these guys as well, so they're all going to sort of catch them. Oh, big slide there for Robert DeRouge. Christopher Osborne now coming up the inside. Oh, he's not. He's going to back out of it. Going to get run down the straight though, so this is where it starts to get interesting though in the multi-class racing. Different speeds of the cars.
I mean, you can visually see the difference between the two. Yeah, Rob Hartley, very close.
So if I was Christopher Osborne right now, I'd want to be, yeah, he's going to pass him. So I'd want to be clearing that car before he gets into turn 1. Will Rob Hartley though still hold up Rob big time? No, he gets out of the way. Good job there. Of course, just for those wondering,
Mitchell Abrahall.
Mitchell Abrahall is actually, and John Booker's lost the position to Robert DeRouge. It looks like John Booker has just been very, very nice there and actually lost a spot. But that's one of the things that, for those that are new to Grand Am, the GT cars don't actually have to get out of the way. It's a responsibility of the faster car, which is obviously the Riley Daytona prototype. It's their responsibility to get around cleanly. So by no means do they have to. The McLarens have to pull off the racing line and sort of, I guess, obey the blue flags, because that's not the case in multi-class racing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of the good things about racing a multi-class series. When you can be in a different class, you can be in position 10 outright, but actually battling for the win in your respective class.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, like I said, we're going to have 2 different winners in it tonight, and it's always good, you know, a couple of guys to celebrate and spray the champagne. I'm looking at the battle at the moment between Andrew Wren, Blake Coppo and Lewis Dodemaid. They've got the Riley leaders just up behind them, which I think is going to get very, very awkward into turn 1, because they've got a pack of the top 3 or 4 Daytona prototypes charging up on them any second now.
as we've seen in the last couple of weeks. I mean, running through the McLarens, the DPs, I mean, anything can happen.
Looking now, coming into turn 1, the McLarens are going to be safe here, this little pack. For a moment anyway, they're all very close and they can see the Riley guys up right behind them now. Going to go on board with Osborne. He might catch him in a really good place at the moment actually. Down the straight it's going to be relatively easy. So
that's half his luck.
Yeah, let's talk about perfect timing on that one, but we're going to have to keep an eye out here on Matthew Barron and Robert Hartley because they're going to be right in the middle of it all. Into the corner, watch out boys, get through it. Looks like Blake Coppo and Ren give them room. Donomede is actually benefiting from this at the moment. Bit of a gap there.
Yeah, great driving from Lewis and also from Hartley as well. Great awareness.
Overhauled out, trying to pass Donomede as he gets past the McLarens safely. Those guys all done a great job.
Yeah, looks like Mitchell just lost a little bit of time there. But great driving from everyone involved then. There's now the leaders of the prototypes. Catch up on Patrick Bolster.
Yeah, it's really a bit easier on the front straight. Just one of them here. It's like Patrick's going to just move to the right hand side of the track.
Yeah, allows plenty of room. Great driving.
Yeah, nice and easy there for the ride. That's on a prototype classes to get around.
If Mitch able to clear Patrick
we've got
in the first turner.
We've got Blake Coppo, got a big run up the inside into turn 1 on Lewis Donomede. They're going to be close under brakes into turn 1. Oh! Lewis Donomede went to turn in. Good job there by Blake.
Close. I'm surprised if they didn't actually touch then, but very, very close.
Yeah, that was very close there. Steve Vanu's now trying to pass him as well, just in the background. Battle still raging. Lewis trying to capitalise on Blake lifting off to let Steve Vanu's through there.
Like we've heard that Clayton Brooks may have had a little bit of an issue on that lap. Don't know how much time he lost, but it's definitely a huge gap that he's squandered there.
Very easy around here to get caught, or in this series anyway, to get caught in traffic. So if he's caught a McLaren at the wrong point, it's definitely going to hurt your lap times. Dan Duran trying to get a good run out of that final corner, I guess you could say, before they come onto the kinks and the straights.
They didn't get sucked up with this draft. No, it stays wide. Letting Cameron Todd through in the prototype.
I'd say it looks like Lewis might have lost out a bit of time there, but should still be safe. Not enough draft from Duran down the back straight here.
As we look now at the leaders.
Got Nathan Eremenko at the moment, sort of in the middle of the ride there, trying a prototype battle for the lead. As you saw there, the McLaren can actually brake a little bit nicer than the Rileys. Always makes it interesting in spots. As next on their list will be Craig Hunter and Christian Earl with the battle for second, but the rights for the top Aussie.
Oh, how good is this? I mean, 22 minutes into the race, the top four are all still nose to tail.
And they're doing a great job out there at the moment. Looks like Hartley and Osborne put a little bit of a gap over Barron and Mitchell Aberhall. One thing that'll be helping is a few straights here. You can really just tuck up nicely in the draft. Got to make sure you're close enough coming out of the corners and get a good run.
Hartley looking for a good drive out of turn 3.
And one thing that he'll be liking at the moment, he's seeing those two battling McLarens up the road, Ziggin and Zagan trying to break the draft. So he's going to be hoping they can hold up Christopher Osborne just at the right point.
I mean, we're looking at Craig Hunter and Christian Elwood. Those guys are battling in their own class.
Now, like I said, they're battling for second in the McLaren class, right to the top Aussie at the moment. And this is what Hartley wants to see. Look at this. He's going to hold up Osborne big time. Actually, Hartley's going to look up the inside.
Oh.
Couldn't get it done there. He's going to have another look. No, he won't. Backs out of it. This is exactly what I want to see. And just behind him, look who's back on knocking on their door. Mitchell Aberhall and Matthew Barron. As Hartley looks up the inside again through the left-hander hairpin.
Oh, gets all over the curb. Gets nice and loose. Great job, Hartley. Great driving skill.
Osborne makes the pass there on Hunter. So does Hartley.
Barron around the outside. That's a brave move.
Yeah, it's flat out in the Riley through that part of the track, but when you're that wide, it's a little bit scary. This is all actually hurt Craig Hunter a little bit here where he got caught, because so that Christian Elwood just to pull a bit of a gap again.
And Barron goes to the outside of Christian Elwood.
Rob Hartley having a look up the inside of Christopher Osborne in turn 1. He has a look, big look up the inside. Nice job there by Robert Hartley, but Osborne's going to hold the inside line. Oh, watch out, no contact as yet. Hartley's got the inside line again. It's going to become a drag race down this straight here.
And look who's right behind him, Matthew Barron.
Oh, will he try and make it 3 wide? He does, he pulls out. It's going to be, no, he backs out of it there. That could have gotten very hairy into the left-hander.
Thinks better of it. Well done from the younger bloke.
Tell you what, Christopher Osborne doing a good job to hold on there, but Rob Hartley just going to edge him out. He does, moves across.
Gets the job
Osborne's
done.
going to hold the inside. Going to hold the inside into the right-handed kick there. Nice job by those two. And here's Matthew Barron. Barron's now got past Hartley. Great job. Hang on, but Hartley's going to have the inside line here. They're trading pain, trading positions right now all over the place. So they've got Mitchell Aberhall on the brakes trying to avoid Aberhall at the inside now of Matthew Barron as he goes wide to try and pass Rob Hartley.
Wow.
Hartley, big moment. Robert Hartley in the Powerbond Daytona prototype, massive moment there.
Barron gets up the inside, and Aberhall's got his nose up the inside of Hartley as well, going onto the main straight. So as we go around the kink, look, Aberhall may have enough of his car up the inside. Oh,
Hartley moves over him. Hartley just trying to edge over there and hold that position.
And let's see if we can get a replay.
Look at that, Hartley coming through. That is flat out in the Daytona prototype through there. And he's just caught some curb, and that is a fantastic save there by Robert Hartley.
Yeah, that's a heart-mouth moment there, that's for sure. Done excellent to hang on to it. Yeah, Hartley now all over the back of Matthew Barron. Oh, Barron makes a bit of a mistake.
So a bit of snap oversteer there for Matthew Barron. And now Hartley's going to range up along the outside.
I tell you who's loving this is Christopher Osborne. Galloped out to a lead.
Yeah, all this battling here is really going to affect these guys and their pace at the moment. This takes that one McLaren though to bring them all back together. And just actually speaking of McLarens, how's this? 2 laps later, is Christopher Osborne's finally going to catch up to our McLaren leader. He's absolutely just destroying the McLaren class at the moment.
Yeah, one of our international drivers from Central Eastern Europe. Really showing us Aussies how to drive that McLaren, that's for sure.
Barron goes defensive now down the front straight.
Using a Jay Kennedy line, he's using the alternate line, as it were.
Hartley pulls out now. He's going to get on the brakes a little bit early though, so doesn't go for a move.
Barron nice and loose going into turn 1. Hartley trying to get on the accelerator nice and early, get in that draft and hopefully make a nice move into turn 4 at the end of the straight. Pulls out.
Rob Hartley's up the inside, that's going to get the job done.
Yeah,
great pass there by Robert Hartley.
Yeah, good move from Hartley. We'll see if he can reel in Christopher Osborne. But first he's got to break these two
up the
guys.
inside. Sorry there, Matthew Hill. That was a big dive there by Aberhall, and here goes Barron up inside of Hartley. Watch out, pull it up. Great driving there. I tell you what, it is on at the moment for the final podium positions here in the Daytona prototype class.
Going to the last turn. Gets a good drive. Hopefully can stick with Hartley down the straight. As we cross the finish line now, Chris Osborne out to a decent lead. 2.5 seconds. Oh, 3.5 seconds. Pulled out a second on that lap.
Oh, the McLaren leader spun at turn 1. He's just had a look. So we get a replay of that one. Looks like he might have just caught the grass and actually managed to hang on to it. Got a nice, big enough gap at the moment there that he's not going to lose any spots. Great job there. Keep it out of the fence. That was a big moment. Just caught the grass under brakes. And just went around. Good driving though by the European. Battle for second place still going on here with Powerbond Racing's Robert Hartley, Dynamic Sim Sports Matthew Barron, and Lazy Man Racing's Mitchell Abrahall. Further back in the pack we've got ANZ Motorsports Christian Elwood versus Overclockers Australia Craig Hunter. Great to see some of these Australia and New Zealand teams really getting out there now and they're sort of expanding what they're driving over just the Vert Supercar. Oh, that's a big slide there. And actually, here you go, Hunter has a look up inside.
Hunter has the position on the track. Can he capitalise?
Of inside again, coming onto the straight. Nice job done there. Craig Hunter.
He's fought back from a terrible start. Started in P2, got back to P4 after lap 1 and managed to get these 2 places back.
Yeah, he's done a good job. He's been showing pace the whole season now, so he's done a good job to get back up there. We knew he had it in him.
Ooh. Hunter, nice and loose.
Hunter's actually gone very, very, very wide here. Watch for the run here by Christian Elwood. Not going to be close enough, maybe. He pulls out to have a look.
Yeah, the last couple of weeks we've seen Hunter being extremely smooth. He's a bit out of sorts tonight.
Yeah, it looks like he's absolutely driving the wheels off that thing at the moment. Speaking about driving the wheels off it though, we've got our McLaren leader is almost half a lap ahead of these guys at the moment. Absolutely just driving away from the pack.
Yes. Yeah, there's no doubt that guy has got plenty of talent and has set that car up sensationally.
Battle for second though, still raging on in the Roller Daytona Prototype class. We are now 30 minutes into the race, so 20 to go now, folks.
Yeah, nice past the halfway mark now.
These guys have been stuck into it the whole time.
Yeah, really pushing the boundaries. Hartley goes real wide.
That was, speaking of pushing the boundaries, that was overstepping a little bit there. Robert Hartley, and this is Christopher Osborne. It's all working out very well for him at the moment. 4-second lead.
It only takes one little mistake, and if you fall out of that draft, it's very hard to catch up. I mean, these guys have been in an epic battle.
Just for those wondering, we are in the process of working. I know it's been asked for a few times in our broadcast, working on getting different overlays for the different classes. So it's something we've been trying out here on iRacing, but still yet to find that sweet spot. Hoping to get that to you as soon as possible.
Yeah, that way you guys will be able to know who's leading which class and whereabouts they are.
Speaking about where they are, I think we might have a quick run through the grid. I'll have a run down the Daytona Prototype class just for the moment. Christopher Osborne leading by 4 seconds over Robert Hartley. Matthew Barron in P3, Mitchell Abrahall in 4th. Steve Vayanu's fallen off those guys a little bit now, 13 seconds off the race lead in P5. Cameron Todd in 6, Clayton Brooks 7, Fabio Gonzalez in 8, and Bernard Mangelsdorf in P9.
And in the McLarens, we've got Saab leading the race quite comfortably, almost by half a lap. Craig Hunter in 2nd, Christian Elwood in third place, Nathan Amarenko in fourth place. We got Patrick Bolster in fifth, Blake Coppo in sixth, Lewis Doddermead in seventh place, Andrew Wren in 8. 9 is Robert Dejoux. Number 10 is Sandeep, and in P11 is John Booker.
Interesting thing to note out of all that, we don't actually have a retirement yet from the race, so got to all the guys still out there on track at the moment is Matthew Barron, Mitchell Aberhall going at it still.
Yeah, Barron under a lot of pressure from Mitchell through that section.
We had to have a retirement from the race, so 30 minutes in, these cars are all doing a great job at the moment, not to be running into each other or any walls. Fantastic track this one, I'm sure all these guys at the moment are out there loving it.
I tell you, who's really loving it at the moment is Osborne.
Going to go on board with the Bits Racing Riley Daytona prototype of Christopher Osborne. So turn up your volume here and enjoy this for a ride around Brazil, Interlagos. I think it's pronounced Sao Paulo. I might have got that one wrong, but enjoy. Fantastic lap around Interlagos, Brazil with Christopher Osborne just passing, looks like one of the McLarens now.
It's out on that lap then, Rob Harley pulled out a nice little gap on Matthew Barron. And Mitch Aberhall is all over the back of the XSG Motorsport Daytona prototype.
But the Daytona prototype's now catching up back up to the McLaren pack, so getting ready to put another lap on them. We are at the 35-minute mark, so only about 15 odd minutes to go now.
Looking through the field now, I can see that Christian Arwood has fallen behind Craig Hunter a fair bit. But the pace of that overclocker's McLaren is unfortunately really got Christian Arwood.
Yeah, Christian had great opening race pace, but Craig's now got past him and pulled out a gap, so great driving at the moment there by Craig. Matthew Barron, oh, Mitchell Aberhall's in the fence! Aberhall is stuck in the fence, I'm not sure exactly what part of the racetrack that is. Trying to have a look here. Going to replay now. Oh, I tell you what, he's just trying to have a look around one of the McLarens there, nip the grass and put the thing nose first into the fence. That'll be day done there for Mitchell Aberhall. He's actually got stuck in the tyres.
Oh, such an easy thing to do, drop a couple of wheels onto the grass, and I mean, you can overcorrect in these things so quickly. Unfortunately for Mitchell, he'll be bitterly disappointed with that finish.
Yeah, he was having a great battle with Matthew Barron there, but he's put in the fence, and like I said, that'll be day done. That thing was stuck underneath the tyre barrier, so it's unfortunate there for the Lazy Man Racing driver.
Yeah, Barron's pulled back onto the back of Hartley.
Yeah, that last lap, Hartley ran a 29.23 versus Barron's 28.2, so he's found a second.
Yeah, maybe Hartley got caught behind one of those McLarens. Such an easy thing to do.
Definitely be doing with Chris Osborne. We're going to go on wall for a lap now in the McLaren. So again, turn on your speakers and enjoy this. As he's definitely showing us all how it's done tonight in the McLaren. European McLaren leader. Doing a fantastic job at the moment. He's almost got half a lap on Craig Hunter. Battle for second, heating up again, Robert Hartley and Matthew Barron. But Matthew's picked up the pace a little bit now ever since Mitchell Abrahall fell at the back and had that accident.
Yeah, it's amazing how much faster you can go when you can drive the lines you want to. As Rob will start to drive a bit defensive with that bright green car all through the mirrors.
Yeah, no longer looking in the mirror and having to drive defensive for Barron, so you can really start to attack the back of Robert Hartley.
Rob just pulled a bit of time out of Matt, just going through that last set of corners.
Back in the McLaren class, Andrew Wren still behind Lewis Dottermead, trying to find a way past. Can't quite get it done, but he'll be spewing because Blake Coppo, who got around a while ago now, has pulled out almost a full length of the front straight over these guys.
I mean, these guys, Andrew Wren and Lewis Dottermead have been battling like this for, it's just ticked over 40 minutes now. So only 10 minutes to go, guys, and these guys are still nose to tail.
Yeah, the gap out the front though is 4.4 seconds. Christopher Osborne over Robert Hartley.
Yeah, Matthew Barron will be desperate to get past Rob Hartley now. Make his move into P2 overall.
Got a good battle at the moment with Cameron Todd. Clayton Brooks has actually spun it there behind one of the McLarens. So just about to touch on this battle. These two are having a nice one, trying to pass, I think it was Sandeep and the Jack Daniels McLaren, and a little bit too slow, put a little bit too much curve ground. He went number 8 ANZ Motorsport prototype.
Yeah, very lucky Clayton. I mean, he didn't actually lose a spot then, did he?
I didn't lose a spot. Just a bit of time there off the back of Cameron Todd now, so Cameron can breathe easy for the next couple of laps with just under 10 minutes to go now. As Barron's got a big run, Robert Hartley pulls out of the draft down the front straight. Going to be around the outside though into turn 1. If he can hold on to it, he'll have the inside for turn 2. Like Hartley's better on the brakes into 1. Barron trying to line up and get a straighter run here on the exit of 2. But actually, it's all very strange. Lost a lot of time there. Trying to get back into the power.
Such a hard braking zone for turn 1. I mean, because you're actually starting to turn in from quite a long way back and you're still braking very heavily. Yeah, Barron missed the apex for turn 4. Ran a bit wide, so hopefully he can get back on the back of that Power Bond Daytona prototype.
So, when the leader last crossed the line, Christopher Osborne, the countdown was at 41 minutes. So as I say, just under 10 minutes to go now.
Barron pushing very hard. Sorry, Corey?
I was going to say, it's a little bit spread out. We've got two battles, one in the Riley class with Robert Hartley and Matthew Barron, and the other with Andrew Wren and Lewis Dottermead in the McLaren class. So everybody else has just found a little bit of space and running their own race at the moment. Had our first retirement of Mitchell Abrahall earlier on in the fence.
Yeah, I'm just watching Andrew Wren now. He is all over the back of Lewis Dottermead. I mean, if those two cars probably weren't a very similar colour, you'd probably see a bit of paint from either colour, from either car.
Yeah, no doubt those guys have been getting into it throughout the race. Great battle at the moment. As I said, interesting that Blake Coppo was behind these guys. Managed to hit the pass down and pull away a couple of seconds up the road from these fellas.
I mean, we've only seen the one incident, really, the whole race, where someone's gone into the wall. It's been extremely clean, so hats off to the guys. Really racing well.
Yeah, everyone's done a good job there. The McLaren guys have done a good job to leave room for the Rileys, and the Rileys done a good job to get around nice and safely. So, battle for top Aussie still raging at the moment with Craig Hunter and Christian Irewood, currently second and third in the McLaren class.
Yeah, Hunter's got a nice little lead on Christian.
Look at Andrew Wren now. He's actually jogged off the back of Dottermead there. Not sure what's happened here in reports. He might have just caught the grass and the exit curbing at 2. Got a little bit sideways. Cameron Todd in the Daytona prototype there, lucky not to collect the back of Andrew Wren. So as Christoph Osborne crosses the line again, we're at 44 minutes now, so the race is coming to a close. We've got about 4 laps to go.
Barron pushing extremely hard to get back on the back of Harley.
Yeah, he's pushing hard there. He lost a bit of time with that run out of turn 2 a couple laps ago now. He's come out a couple of McLarens at the road, so actually Nathan Eremenko in P number 4, position 4.
And the DP prototype leader, Christopher Osborne, who's absolutely made the best of this gap.
Yeah, doing a great job out there at the moment. Out to 5 seconds. Once he pulled away from Robert Hartley in the traffic earlier on in the race, he's just sort of been increasing the margin, a couple tenths each lap now. It's out to 5 seconds.
Oh, Barron really close.
Yeah, looking at these 2 cars, looks like the Dynamic Sim Sport prototype's a little bit better in the tight, slower, twistier part of the track, whereas the Powerbond racer is a lot better through the faster corners and coming onto the straight. So interesting to see the 2 different driving styles and different setups out here working their magic at the moment.
Barron looking for a good drive out of the last corner, see if he can stick with the Hartley. Daytona prototype gets a half decent run. I mean, after this lap now, we're looking with just ticked over 45 and a half minutes. Only 4 and a half minutes to go.
The gap now, still about 5 seconds, so lapping very similar pace to the top 3. A case of what could have been for Hartley and Barron if the traffic didn't get involved earlier on in the race.
Aaron very late on the brakes. Harley doing a great thing. Driving very well to really push back the pressure onto Matthew Barron, really making him go the long way around.
Yeah, running all the right lines at the moment is Rob Harley. As I touched on earlier, he's very good coming through the faster corners, and that run onto the straight, he's able to pull enough of a margin that Matthew Barron can't pull up alongside him. Again, look at this, Matthew Barron all over the back of Rob in the slower stuff. Oh, we're going to car in the fence. That was Christian Elwood in the McLaren P number 3. Position 3, ANZ Motorsports. Christian Elwood has put it in the fence right where Mitchell Aberhall has actually as well.
Yeah, unfortunately, hopefully he hasn't got too much damage in the McLaren.
Going to go to replay now. It's like he was just on the limit into the corner, touched a bit of the grass, and much like we saw Mitchell Aberhall do, just clipped the fence. Luckily, didn't get stuck under the tyres though. Got going. Hopefully, not too much damage to the ANZ McLaren. He stayed out of the pit. He's not going into pit lane, so
hopefully it's not too bad and you can keep it out for the next 3 minutes.
Oh, the battle, Rob Hartley and Matthew Barron now is right on. So Matthew has a look at the inside. He's close enough here to the back of Robert Hartley. He's got to stay in this draft though and have a look at the end of the straight. As Rob pulls to the left now to defend. You can see Rob just edging ever so close to the left, and Matthew Barron pulls out the draft up the inside. Brakes a bit early though.
Hartley leaves a bit of room up the inside for Barron. Great driving from these 2 guys.
Yeah, this is absolutely fantastic here. Rob leaving him just enough room to run McLaren, run that Riley prototype to the white lines.
I tell you what, you couldn't put that Powerbond prototype in a better spot on the track. He's driving the wheels off this thing.
Yeah, he's doing all the right things. He's moving over just enough to give Barron enough room to stay on the track, and they're coming up to a McLaren to the road now too, so it'll be interesting to see where they're going to catch him. So this next corner here in the Riley is flat out. Tyres might be feeling a little bit sorry now though.
Yeah, I can just hear Matthew Barron sort of modulate his throttle in that corner they went through there. So tyres a bit old as they pass P2 in the McLarens.
Yeah, Craig Hunter's been off the hook there with Christian Elwood going into the fence earlier on. So he's just got a last minute or 2 now. He's just got to get it across the line without any mistakes. He's guaranteed position 2.
Be very close to being the last lap. I think they may get one more in.
We'll get this one and then one more after that, I believe. So Matthew Barron, if he wants to get the job done, he's got to get it done soon as he runs very wide. Loses a bit of time, Rob Hartley there. Looking at the McLarens as well, Andrew Wren starting close to go back up to Lewis Stoddard after that mistake a couple of minutes ago. Running out of time though.
Barron pushed very hard, went a bit wide there in turn 4 and 5. Lost a little bit of time to Hartley.
Christopher Osborne doing a fantastic job at the moment. Gap is out to 5.5 seconds. Someone we haven't spoken about much tonight, Steve Vainus. Running very solidly there in P4.
Yeah, very well earned P4 too.
Haven't spoken much about him. Was on the pace a lot. Was on the pace last week. He's a little bit off at this time by.
Yeah, completely different track to Miami. Maybe this one not suiting his driving style.
So as we're going to have Christopher Osborne coming to the line, I believe this should be the last lap. I'll give you confirmation. As he crosses the line over the official race timing, it is 49 minutes and 58 seconds. So yes, this will be the final lap here for Christopher Osborne. Gaps out to 5.6 seconds for the final time by. Further back behind Robert Hartley, still fending off Matthew Barron. He's only got one more lap to try and get past here.
Oh, Barron all over the back of Hartley. Out of turn 3, trying to stay in that draft.
Tell you what, he's running out of time to get this done as Rob again moves to the left-hand side. Matthew Barron's got a big run here. He's going to look to the outside though. Gonna watch doesn't get on the grass. He's got a good, great run. There's almost contact.
Yeah, Barron was saying earlier today that he can go around the outside at turn 4 and 5.
Oh, he's holding he's running on the grass. Give him room there, Rob. Great driving by these two. Matthew Barron in very deep. Rob Hartley sideways. On the last lap, Matthew Barron has gotten past Rob Hartley. Rob doesn't want anything to do with that though. He's trying to fight back.
Well, we saw earlier that Barron's car is extremely good through this section here.
Look at Rob here. He's trying every which way to try and get past.
Oh, Barron placing the car in a great space.
Yeah, good job by these two. That was absolutely, you could not fit a paper clip between those two earlier on the lap here. So look at Christopher Osborne though. Going to come to the line around the last corner. He's coming up behind, looks like our McLaren leader. And these two actually have fitting since they're going to cross the line side by side there. The Riley leader, Christopher Osborne, great job tonight. Takes out the win, the outright win and the Daytona Prototype win from Robert Hartley in P2. Actually, Matthew Barron rather in P2.
Matthew Barron hangs on for second spot from Rob Hartley in P3.
Associates and Rob Hartley in P2 all that race. Matthew Barron, as he's touched on there, P2 there for Barron. P3 for Rob Hartley, great driving by those two. P4, Vainus now will come to the line. He's about 25 seconds off the race lead. Great driving all night by Steve though, nice and clean. Cameron Todd will come home in P5. Clayton Brooks now coming to the line, P6. Looking back in the pack, Blake Coppo not quite close enough to Patrick Bolster as these two fight for 5th and 6th, I believe, in the McLaren class. And looks like Andrew Wren has gotten past Lewis Donovan in the last lap, so all the chasing by Andrew Wren and Matthew Barron has paid off in the last lap, passing the guys that were chasing the whole time. But now the final cars come across the line. Andrew Wren will come across now to claim P number 7 in the McLaren class. Lewis Donovan P8.
Last sort of group of guys now crossing the start and finish line.
There we go. Bernard Mangelsdorf, the last car to cross the line.
Well, Corey, what a race.
Yeah, that was fantastic. I mean, that last lap was going off with the McLaren guys in the... We actually missed that battle though. And the Riley guys though, with Matthew Barron getting past Rob Hartley in the last lap with a big move. Some bloody fantastic racing all night long though.
Yeah, I couldn't keep my eyes off that battle for second place in the Daytona Prototypes. That was an epic battle, and it went for the whole length of the race.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, dominating victories too by our two classical leaders with Christopher Osborne and Cespa. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So, dominating drives there to take their class wins respectively. Gonna have a quick run through the results. I'm gonna nip the Daytona Prototype results off you again here, Matthew Hill. Christopher Osborne takes the win from Matthew Barron in P2, 6.4 seconds off the lead. Robert Hartley in 3rd. Steve Vainus in P4, Cameron Todd 5th. Clayton Brooks in 6th, Fabio Gonzalez 7th, Bernard Mangelsdorf in 8th, and Mitchell Aberhall, their only DNF for the night, I believe, in P9 after sticking it into a tyre barrier.
Alright, and in the McLarens we had Kasab Voyaka, absolutely destroying us Australians. And I do hope, Kasab, if he does watch this, please send through the pronunciation of your name. It'd be fantastic. It'd help me out a lot. Craig Hunter in P2. Solid drive for Craig after battling back from 4th place from a terrible start. Christian Aylward in 3rd. Nathan Amarenko in 4th place. Patrick Bolster in 5th. We got Blake Coppo finishing at 6th. Andrew Wren in 7th. Lewis Doddermead in 8th. Robert Dejoux in 9th place. Dandeep Banjiri in 10th, and John Booker in P11, 3 laps down.
Yeah, some fantastic racing all through the pack tonight here at Brazil. Head to Watkins Glen next week for 80 minutes. Going to be a fantastic race there. Definitely looking forward to a lot of draft up that hill. It's going to make a very interesting run into the bus stop.
Yeah, little birdie tells me you might be stepping into the prototype for next race.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. There was plans to jump in this week, but we'll see how we go. It's one of my favourite cars, so I have to wait and see.
Excellent. Well, Corey, mate, I thoroughly enjoyed tonight. I mean, the racing doesn't get much cleaner or much faster than that, for sure.
Yeah, as I said before, it was very fantastic racing. As we've seen now, some of these front guys make a name for themselves in the Grand Am Series, providing some very clean, very fast, and very exciting racing in the Grand Am Series. I want to say big thanks to Matthew Hill as well for joining us tonight. It's always a pleasure to have you in the commentary box on Thursdays.
Thank you, and I do apologise to anyone who's watching the broadcast about the problems we had at the start of the broadcast. I don't know what happened there, but thanks for watching, everyone, and it's great. It's a pleasure to be here, Corey.
Anytime, mate, and that's internet for you. And of course, if you want some more racing action, check out our YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/VetsOnline, I believe it is, or Vets Online in Australia. Sorry about that, it is Vets Online. It's going to work from our director, so check out that. Or tune in next Monday for the next round of the Vets Online Vets Supercar Series from Zolder. Another one of our European rounds, so it's going to be a fantastic one.
Yeah, you get to watch me drive around in my red and black track racer car.
Yeah, I know you've been very excited about swapping to it from the green. Anyway, from everyone here at Vets Online, from behalf of myself and Matthew Hill, and of course Sebastian, thanks to our sponsors, Direct Clutch Services, Extreme Sim Gear and Vets Supercars Fan Group, and of course Track Racer and the all-new Vets Online Superstore. You've been watching vetsonline.com.au's live broadcast of the Grand Am Series.